Hey lovelies, it's Empress Rose here and welcome to February's love reading. What else would we be doing in the month of February here? So I noticed I'm dressed up in a business suit. So I was thinking we could have a business meeting and we're going to talk about the business of love. I'm going to go through each zodiac, what you can expect from your relationships, or if you're single, if you can expect someone coming in over the next month, over the month of February. All right, so I'm going to pull from 3 decks. So we're going to start with Aries, and I'm going to take a little note of that when that starts. All right, Aries, overall for the reading, we have the energy of Sea Witch. Not being able to move forward with something, dreaming about something, playing around with the idea, but no movement forward. That's the overall for the reading. No real movement, but imagining actual movement, imagining being able to go somewhere. There's someone here, there's a companion, but we're not really going anywhere. There's a companion here, and this is practice mode, so you're going to be doing some practicing. All right. And then these 3 cards from the regular tarot. Okay, apparently we wanted 4 cards here. So we have 9 of Pentacles, independent success. So you're working very independently here. So you have been working independently. You do have a new beginning, a new offer. This can be a sexual relationship because it is the Ace of Wands. So that is a little bit more on the sort of sexual side. So you've been very successful. There's something new coming in this month. It may just be an attraction, a sexual attraction to someone. Oh my God. And then we have Queen of Wands. Someone's going to take this in hand here. We do have Queen of Wands coming in here. And the Ace of Wands is an intuitive new beginning. You may be really understanding something, seeing something. So you've been successful in the past. You've really seen some fruits of your love labors in the past. This Queen of Wands has a new idea, a new inspiration, right? We've got like this repeated image right here, well in hand, intuitive, sexual, because the wands are sexuality, creativity, intuitiveness. So there may actually be some creativity coming into your love life this month. I'm not sure I'm really ready for this reading, Aries. I'm like blushing. But here also we have we can see this, just thinking about what's in this hand here. We can see this, this beginning here, right? The beginning is sort of practicing or working on something. We can't really go very far with it, but we're working with something. And then we have Page of Swords, awkward communication about this. So your love life at one time, or your relationships at one time, very successful, a new inspired beginning. Now, that's not necessarily somebody totally new. For those of you that are single, this could also be with this Sea Witch here, I see some masturbation not issues, but some masturbation here possibly, right? We've got the Queen here. She's pretty solo, like she's, okay, there might be a king there or there might be a companion there, but the queens are very much in their own vibe. So we've got this well in hand here, and then we've got maybe some awkward communication about sort of this new inspired idea. So you might be communicating about it, but I don't really see that you're actually able to move forward or complete something in reality. It's just the very beginning stages. It's very inspired though. So you might have some new ideas of, you know, things to do with your loved one, with your lover here, or just thinking about starting a new relationship, and maybe even the beginnings of communicating about it. And what's your prayer, your wish? Warrior wolf, intelligence, instinct, protection, fierce hunter and protector, be the guardian and guide of my journey. All right. Maybe especially if we're just starting to communicate here, wanting some guidance. All right, Aries, I'm not sure I was even prepared for this reading myself personally, but, and Aries, you're always the front ones, the first ones to go. So it's always just your readings have this feeling of like, yes, we're going to do that. And what exactly, how is this going to go? I mean, it's not like I didn't do a test run here. So shuffling here for Taurus. All right, here we've got Taurus overall for your reading, the art of seduction. This can sometimes be mismatched intentions. Somebody definitely wants something more than someone else had intended. One person's here to have a good time. One person's here for the long haul. So this can be some mismatched energies, mismatched intentions, and someone might be trying to convince somebody else that their idea is the better idea, right? So mismatched intentions aren't the problem. It's the assumption maybe that the other person is wrong for having different intentions. This could be, you know, gosh, what more could we want for a Valentine's Day or a February reading is seduction, like trying to lure someone to your idea of a good time. Alrighty, well, we have Ace of Swords, beginning to understand and see something. So you may be beginning to understand that there might be a situation of mismatched intentions here. That's where we start off. Maybe you, someone does end up agreeing with the other person, but there's no reason to be upset with this. It's just two people at two different places. And there is a trying to convince someone that you've got a really good idea. So we've got Ace of Swords, communication, a new way of seeing something. This is often an epiphany, an understanding, a new way of seeing something sort of coming in here. And I forget what this is called when you like hold the blade and not by the handle. Half blading? I don't know. Anyway, it's a way to, you can hold a blade, something very sharp like this up here, and it's a way to use a sword more as a dagger. So a little more precision. So some sort of a little more precise idea coming in here of what you might want and of what's going on. So this can also be the truth, a little more refining the truth here between these two people and what they want. So a conversation or an understanding, an epiphany, that sort of refines the truth and makes it a little more specific and then easier to know what to do with. The Well, only in this deck, we have a return to a source of power and imagination, some sort of returning to the source, filling your well, filling your spirit, being renewed. A sense of renewal here, and this mixed with the Ace of Swords, a sense of renewal. This new truth gives a sense of renewal to this sort of seduction scenario. King of Wands, my goodness, we're starting off just making me blush here. King of Wands, very, well, we're doing Valentine's Day, so we're gonna go with like sexual energy as the King of Wands. Sort of a renewal. Again, we've got this, like, we've got a little newt here representing sort of some sort of magic, intuitive, highly intuitive leadership. So this could be someone you're interacting with, male or female, someone who has some very highly intuitive energy. But I mean, since we are doing a love reading, we've got King of Wands. It's very sexual energy there. So, and leading people want to, you know, join forces with this king. He's very attractive, very, a lot of charisma, a lot of just natural attraction, and energy, a vibe that's attractive. And this may be luring you in here, this very attractive vibe. Powerful leadership takes the lead. So what's the prayer for Taurus, or what are we looking for here? The prosperous pig, regeneration. Taurus, regeneration, that's the Well. Regeneration, good luck and abundance. Sacred symbol of fortune and fertility. It is a flying pig, just to note that. Bless me with opportunity for prosperity. So wanting to, yeah, I mean, good luck. I want to say getting lucky here too, right? I mean, I don't want to overdo it here, but the cards are telling me what they want to tell me here. So, so this, when pigs fly, man, some sort of rare good luck coming in with a lot of clarity, a lot of understanding, and a lot of charisma. Very exciting for you, Taurus. Gonna be a Taurus this month, I think. All right. These are the only ones I want to shuffle in between. All right, Gemini. Let's see what we've got overall for the reading. Oh, you know what? I think I want to shuffle these ones too this time. It's not strictly necessary. But... All right. Oh, Lorelei. Whew. I thought they were all going to be kind of wildly wonderful, like Taurus and Aries, but here we have Lorelei, some sort of emotional immaturity. Someone's created quite a bit of upset, possibly unintentionally, possibly intentionally. I don't know. This girl, she's young, right? So we're seeing some immaturity here, possibly, and emotional immaturity. We've got a mermaid here, so a fish, very watery situation, a lot of emotions here. Instability. So something was done possibly inadvertently, possibly just in play, just goofing around, but it's created instability for these guys in this boat. They're very unhappy. What is she doing? What's the intention here? Is she gonna like jerk them around? Is she just gonna, you know, get called in for lunch and drop the anchor again? There's been some upheaval here, some upset, and instability has been created, and it's usually inadvertently. Immature energy can just be about, not necessarily immature, but just goofing around, playing around, and inadvertently creating some upset for others, not really realizing the effects of your actions. So this could be you, this could be somebody else. Lorelei indicates a person here that has created upheaval, possibly, usually unintentionally. She's not evil or trying to hurt anybody. She's just up anchored a whole situation and has no concept of what other people were experiencing there. I mean, it could be like these guys were like about to go in, or, you know, they were like fishing for food for their families, and now they don't know what's going to happen. And your 3 tarot cards here. Okay, we have a person here, Knight of Pentacles, someone who's just not moving. Very, I don't want to say stubborn energy, but they're not going to move till they know the lay of the land. Some of the work has been done here. This is like our farmer knight here, suited up, but there's no, look at, he's got this just very placid look on his face of like, this is fine. I'm just going to stay here. I'm just going to watch and wait and see what happens. The Knight of Pentacles doesn't move. Knights are usually lots of movement, lots of communication. This person's not moving, not communicating much. They want to know the lay of the land. Their next step they want to be sure about. Judgment, an opportunity to sort of review what went on in the past. Do we like what happened? Do we like what we did? This is the second to the last card in the major arcana. To me, this is the review. This is the questions at the back of the book. So this all happened. Here's the end of the book. What do you think? What would you do differently? What do you think about when this character did that? What do you think? So it's time to review and understand. The past kind of gets its moment of lessons learned, things to understand. I like this here with Lorelei because somebody here, Lorelei, maybe needs to think about like what happened here and what they did there. So there's a chance to sort of, this is a real opportunity for growth, an opportunity for insight, an opportunity for change in the future, to be different, to make some tweaks here. So maybe this Knight of Pentacles, I feel like this Knight of Pentacles is somebody else here, or someone that's not moving, but is maybe thinking about how they might do things differently. They're not really going to move, though, until they've really done this review of, review of systems, a review of methodologies here. And then we have this High Priestess, our tarot lady. She's got the book closed because this information is not really going to come from a book or from some external source of knowledge. It's an intuition. It's an understanding here and an intuition. You're not going to read about this. You're not going to, you know, there's a lot of great books full of lots of wisdom, but this kind of wisdom doesn't come from the book. The High Priestess also doesn't reveal everything. So there's a lot you don't know here. There's a lot you don't understand and don't know about this situation. And Tarot's really not interested in telling you, because I think Tarot wants somebody here to go through this sort of review process and understand, you know, sort of what happened here. You're not going to be donated. No one's donating you any answers here. You're figuring it out yourself. This Knight of Pentacles certainly isn't going to talk or make a move. So there's a lot you don't know about the situation too in your relationships in February. There might be things that you just have you don't even have a way of knowing that. I mean, maybe you could intuit it, but you don't really have a good way of knowing. And your prayer, Frolicking Fox, Gemini, that seems like such a Gemini thing. Cleverness, deduction. Oh yeah, because someone's not talking, you're gonna have to figure it out on your own, right? They're not gonna write you a letter or an email or a text explaining anything, not with these two right here. So you're gonna have to use your own powers of deduction to figure something out. Perseverance. Okay, and then your prayer, playful trickster of the forest, grant me the gifts of speed and stealth. Oh, needing to be a little clever, a little sneaky. What you need is to, well, this other thing's not going to take action. This other party's not taking action. So any action is going to be coming from you. And stealth, I feel like, is this reconnaissance like mission. So, all right. Well, I'm glad. Well, I'm not glad. But the Gemini is sort of the trickster of the zodiac, right? But I am, you know, happy and relieved to see that these aren't all going to be like madly sexual messages, like Aries and Taurus were, like making me blush. My goodness. All right. So, not the funnest February you've ever had, but it looks like you're going to have some cleverness and insight to figure out. You got that Judgment there. You can be having good judgment, learning good judgment. All right, Cancer. Let's see here. I'm going to shuffle these ones too, apparently. Cancer. Oh, you've got like a bird. You're someone's withholding information. This is about the throat chakra. You're not talking about something. You kind of want to. There's like a need to communicate and express a desire, but you're holding back, right? We've got the throat chakra represented by this bird right here. We've got, and then she's also holding onto the throat. So we're just holding back communication. We do want to say something so badly, but we are not going to. And then your tarot cards. Oh, wow. You've got 9 of Pentacles. And you've been very successful. You've been fine on your own. There's independence here. Someone's been single. Someone's been fine on their own, productive, doing their thing, living their life. They've experienced success solo. 2 of Wands, you're making plans though. Someone's here making plans. They've got an idea. They've got a vision for the future, and they'd certainly like to see it come to fruition. So 2 of Wands is about making plans. So you've been very successful with something. You're now making plans for the future, trying to figure out how to get to where you want, achieve what you want. But 2 of Swords, you're not talking about it at all. Again, I mean, this is like planning, but no action. And this is, you know, no moving forward. And this is definitely not moving forward. Withholding communication. She's got these swords. She's got things that she could see, she could say, she could talk about, but there's just so much stubborn withholding right here. We're not going to talk about this. We're not going to move forward. So your February, you're fine, you're successful, some success at the beginning, but the rest of it's just planning and not talking about your plans. So Not very romantic for anyone you're involved in, but I don't necessarily see like a heavy involvement as someone else right here. Right, because romance is all in the communication and all in the expression of love. So your love reading is making plans for success, but definitely not talking about them. Two of Swords can also be denial, pretending you don't see, but this is just not talking. Well, with this like a bird, we've just got not talking about it, definitely. And Swords are communication. You're blocked. You're holding it in. You're not talking about something at all. Keeping it to yourself. You might be thinking about it, planning about it, hoping for something in the future, but right now, zip it. Your prayer here is Curious Cat. Oh, a lot of independence here too. Their Cancers are not having a very romantic February. Independence, that's what we got here. Very independent. Spontaneity, we do not have spontaneity here. And balance. And I do like that we have two twos here as far as like coupling up and stuff like that. But they're both, the twos here are like, this is truth and rationality, except when we get to two. It's like no truth, no rationality, no communication happening. And this is like intuition, except for at the two. Those wands are intuition or sexuality. And except at the two, it's like, nope, we'll think about it, but we're not going to do anything. Yeah, I see where we're going, but I'm just really going to be more practically minded right here. It's just, there's something very impractical about something. So you're just not going to talk about it. Like why communicate about something when you know this, when you feel like this can't happen? So we have balance, spontaneity, balance with these two twos here. I see that. Oh, and then this is 22. That's really funny. There's two twos in 22 and it's, wow. So, and it's the second month of the 2022s. There's just, a lot of twos here. So that might be an important number for you, apparently. There's 4 twos here. And then we have this one, agile, your prayer, agile hunter, protector, definitely protecting something, keeping your mouth shut. And friend, summon the mystical magic of nature. You're going to need some sort of mystical magic of nature here. Yeah, because you're not, it's going to have to come from something that's not you. So yeah, the independence, spontaneity, and I just love how cats are just their own thing, right? You can't control them at all. So they're their own thing. And I think there's a sense of being curious. Like, why aren't you talking about this? What are you planning? I'm curious. I'm dying of curiosity here. What are you not talking about? I'm just trying to be very practical about something, and that would mean not talking about it. So maybe you're in love with someone that you know it's never going to work. You know it's impossible. Or you think it is. You're going to need a little help here. You're protecting something. Maybe it's a friendship that where you've developed a bit of a crush, but you're definitely not going to say anything in February. You don't see how it's going to work. How does this work? So that's why you're not talking about it. You just don't see how it's going to work. Or you're just going to pretend you don't feel what you feel. All right, well. That's Cancer right there for you. And this one. Moving on to Leo. Leo, overall, abracadabra, use your words. Words are going to, some kind of conversation is going to change something. But you've changed. That's why the conversation changes something. This is something you're committed to. We've got a wedding dress here. So we've got a very strong commitment already in progress. We've got a lot of growth and understanding. If you've been going to couples counseling or something, there's just a lot of growth. And now it's like, you know how to handle something and how to make a dream come true, a wish come true. So you're making a wish come true, and it might have to do with the conversation you're having. Oh, wow. Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, let's hold our horses here. We may not have grown as much as we think we've grown because we've got a couple pages here. And these two pages together make like some clumsy lovers. So we've got Page of Cups, fascinating new feelings, whatever they are, and not quite knowing what to do with them. Because the page is just learning. The page is kind of clumsy, trying to figure it out. We've got a lot of newness here, and maybe this is new growth that's allowing for this. But we've got some newness here. We've got something surprising, and we're not quite sure how we feel about it. Honestly, we're just not quite sure. Like, we were not expecting this. We weren't expecting to feel like this. We weren't expecting anything. So somebody here, you or someone else, is really surprised about how they feel. And then we have our other page. Oh, fascinating. These just came out in a personal reading too. Page of Pentacles, looking at something, looking at a whole new reality. And I sometimes see this as a mirror or as even your phone or something like that, and just looking, being really absorbed with some sort of new reality. So between the two of these, this could look like having a baby here to me. I mean, that's not going to resonate for everybody, let's hope. But as far as like falling in love and being very fascinated with a whole new reality, it's like the emotions and the change in reality are happening for both people. Maybe one person's really surprised by how they feel, and another person is like really trying to figure out what happens next, more practical issues. But these could both be also like having grown and feeling some sort of new, like the abracadabra is all about creating a new reality by, I think, expressing your feelings and your emotions and creating like a different, something very concrete and different for your relationship. The relationship shifts into a different level here, and into a different place, into a different zone. It shifts. Not everyone knows how to deal with that, and there's some surprising emotions, but there's something that you do, that you can do, that brings in this whole new reality. I want to say a fish fulfillment, but I think I'm trying to say wish fulfillment. But a fish fulfillment here. And it's cool, but we've got both people are very new at this. So this could be couples counseling, where someone's trying to understand their feelings and like, how do you express how you feel? Or like, wow, I didn't know I felt that, something that comes out in a session, and the other person is like, this thing is weird and new, and we're gonna have a new routine here. We got to fill the emotional bank. We're taking all these withdrawals because life's stressful from our shared emotional account here. So we're gonna have to, oh my gosh, we're gonna have to do date nights or something like that. Like we have to do something. We have to make a change, something new in reality. Well, what do we do for date nights? How do we do this? So there's someone's discovering some feelings they did not know they had and are trying to figure out, whoa, I had no idea I felt like that. And someone else is trying to figure out like, well, how do we integrate this information, and what do we do, and how do we change stuff? Seven of Wands, stand your ground. Fight for what you want, fight for what you believe in. Stand your ground with something. I don't think it's with this other person. I think it's fighting for the relationship. I really see a relationship sort of with a lot of growth here, but there's a huge commitment has been made to this growth, into this new chapter of the relationship, and I think you need to defend it, because I do see two people here. Not everyone's getting that. Some people are kind of, Gemini and Cancer are a little bit solo right now, or at least feeling solo. But these two are both, there are two people here that are both beginning a new part of this journey. And I think you really have to fight for it and make sure this can also be making space for something you believe in. So making sure that, you're making space for this relationship. You're making space for this new reality to come in. And you're saying like no to meetings, no to other obligations, no to something else, because this needs your attention. This growth here, this relationship and personal growth needs your attention. So there's a sense of trying to make space for that and trying to refuse something that's interfering with this new sort of chapter. And your prayer, loyal llama. That's patience, stamina, and diligence. Yeah, this commitment this commitment to this new sort of way of doing things. So this could be a new relationship, but this could also be a new chapter in your relationship, which is what I'm seeing with this abracadabra. And we've already got this commitment showing up in this abracadabra that's already well in progress. So this is for, loyal llama. Patience, stamina, and diligence. And that's what I see here too, is like really being diligent and really fighting for this new chapter. Persistent and peaceful grassland dweller, show me fortitude in times of trouble. Yeah, I see fortitude here for sure in times of trouble. So, yeah, sticking with something, sticking with someone, making space for that, having the strength. And I like the peaceful, persistent and peaceful, right? We do have a bit of a battle here, but I think this is more about making space for something and being very consistent. Consistent is what I'm seeing here. Right, Leo, I think that's got to be my favorite one so far. I mean, not that I'm having favorites here, but that is my favorite one so far. All right, Virgo. Overall for the reading, my dear friend. This is the sweetest one for February reading. My dear friend is it's a companionship, and it's about a companion that's been with you for a very long time, not necessarily in reality. We don't see, sort of the boots on the ground here, but I don't mean not in reality. I mean like not necessarily like physically with you every step of the way. But this is a companion card also earlier on in the deck when they're much younger and they meet and they realize that there's some sort of connection here, and they sort of claim each other in a way as I am connected to this. Well, whether we get to stay with this our entire life or not, probably not in this case. But this is something very long-term and old. It's my dear friend. It can be an old friend, an old friendship, an old something that's just really stuck with you, some sort of connection that's stuck with you through the years. Okay. So we have Six of Wands, Victory, King of Wands, shit, and the Tower. Oh my goodness. Six of Wands, we've got a little victory here. Your victory is everyone else's victory. When you succeed, everyone else succeeds. This is the one that popped out all by itself as I was just shifting the deck around. Which somehow means something to me. So Six of Wands, being victorious. I like how he's not a knight, but there's some similarities here, right? They're both riding a critter and they're dressed fairly similarly. So yeah, this victory, celebration and victory. And then we have King of Wands. So wands are intuition, spirituality, and they're also sexuality. So especially for this February love reading, there is like a sense of a sexual conquest here, or a sexual experience that's very successful. And everybody gets their needs met here. And then we have King of Wands. This is a person, this is you or somebody else. Very intuitive, good leadership here, right? Everyone's having a good time because we've got some really good leadership here, guidance, and there's a sense of sort of magic with this one, intuition, and then we have we just had the two lions up here representing strength and virility and power. And this really, I mean, I don't think he's very hot here, but I think like in general, our King of Wands is considered pretty hot. So, but very, Gosh, I'm blushing just thinking about it. Okay. And then we have the Tower. So something's very topsy-turvy. Whoever's on top is the roles. There might be a role reversal here or something like that. Whoever leads is now following. There's some sort of upset and upheaval here, possibly with your relationship, where it's just there's a lot of upheaval. What once was is no longer. What was the rule of the day, or the stability? What created stability? What created crumbles in a way. And there's this, because whoever was on the throne here was just a pretender to the throne, was not the real deal, was not meant to ever be there. Not meant. Obviously, everything's happening as it's unfolding, in divine. Nothing here happens without the permission of the divine, right? So whether it's planned out or not, nothing here happens without, that's not allowed to happen. So there's a sense here, though, of a power dynamic shifting, or of a huge shift. But right, we have the mask here. So whoever was like on top of this tower and ruling and saying what needed to happen, this person isn't supposed to be here. Like this is no longer going to work anymore. Whatever's been going on in the past doesn't work anymore. So there's something really surprising and shocking, and we have all these, like, usually lightning is hitting the tower. Something very shocking and surprising, and different than what the norm is. It's very different than the normal. It's very different than what you're used to. There's a sense of something being unmasked, or something being revealed, or something being seen that changes everything. Not everything, but there's a big shift. It's the Tower. It's the big shift. There's a huge shift, and the order of the day changes. So maybe that's, in your relationship, just the way things normally are done, or who usually initiates encounters and whatever is changes and shifts, and there's a upheaval in the norm, in our sense of order. All right, so that's as in depth as I can go here without completely blushing myself to pieces here. So. Daring dragonfly. So expression, joy, understanding. And dragonflies are about these messages. They're considered very spiritual messengers. And then we have glittering and fluttering, fairy of light, show me the way to my deepest desires. All right, so well, we've definitely got some joy, some expression here, and this fairy of light, show me the way to my deepest desires. I'm just going to leave that there, Virgo. All right, that was exciting. Sounds like a pretty exciting and fulfilling month for you, Virgo, even if it's a little bit shocking and very different than what you were expecting. All right, Libra. Can you hear me? Oh, this sounds fun. I'm a Libra too, so. Can you hear me? This is a sense of exhaustion about communication, not feeling understood, not feeling heard, not feeling isolated. There's been a lot of growth, a lot of changes, but nobody seems to care. There's a sense of frustration here, of not feeling heard or understood. Sounds fun. I like it. Okay. We have Wheel of Fortune. So maybe your fortunes are changing. Maybe there was no response. Maybe you got ghosted. Maybe nobody seems to understand. But we've got Wheel of Fortune. So something's changing. It kind of is. It can take you by surprise. You may have, spun the wheel on the Wheel of Fortune. but you don't get to control. You may have, tried your luck at something. You don't get to control where it lands. So there's some sort of random seeming thing that happens here. So your luck is changing. So where before you felt maybe misunderstood, this is a possibility for luck is changing, because the rest of this looks really good. So we're not staying here, okay? So changes, things are changing. They're outside of your control, outside of your there's something very unpredictable and mysterious about these changes that happen. So your fortunes are changing. Queen of Wands here, we have this highly intuitive. Again, we've got this sort of strength and fortitude, these two lions here. We've got, and the wands here, especially for our February reading, are very sexual. So wands are creativity, spirituality, sexuality. That's all kind of part of the same area of our psyche. It's all really interconnected. So this Queen of Wands energy, she's very peaceful, very content. She's pretty happy with the wand she's got. And there's something sort of mysterious about her. She's in her own vibe. She knows what she wants. She doesn't really go around achieving it. She's not necessarily an external leader. People tend to follow the Queen of Wands and admire and enjoy the Queen of Wands simply for who she is, not because of she goes around telling them to follow her or anything like that. They just tend to be drawn to her. So there's someone who's, I want to say, quietly charismatic here. This could be you, this could be somebody else. This could be you just sitting back in your intuition, knowing things, seeing things, understanding things, and not necessarily like having to go out and get something or go out and find something or go out and tell somebody what needs to be done or anything like that. There's just a sense of, I'm fine here. I've got this. I've got my situation well in hand here. So, and then we have Nine of Cups. You're proud of it. You're proud of who you are. There's something very fulfilling and something very fulfilling about this energy. So maybe you were, trying to reach out and trying to communicate, and something changes, and either you're very fulfilled with what you've accomplished and just being in your own vibe and being who you are, and that's just enough for now. That's where you're at right now, is this happiness and being happy with where you're at, going from being misunderstood. But this is, the Nine of Cups always has this communication to me, right? He's like, look, he's looking at the audience. He's looking out. He's seeing if he's being seen. He's wanting to be seen and wanting to be heard and wanting to be understood. And what he wants everyone to understand is that he's happy. So there's a sense of wanting to show off some of this happiness that you've found, or wanting to share that with others, wanting others to see some sort of happiness here. That maybe things were difficult, but now there's a sense of contentment and there's a sense of accomplishment, emotional accomplishment. All right, what's our prayer, Libra? Majestic moose. I don't think of mooses as very majestic, honestly. They can be tall, they can be big. I live in a region where you see plenty of them, and I've lived in regions where there were way more than there are here. And they always seem a little goofy to me, not majestic. They're tall, but like Andre the Giant tall, like kind of goofy. Bravery, grit, durability, grit. Horned beast of the forest, show me how to stand mighty and proud. Standing mighty and proud, learning how to be proud of who you are. And why this is coming in as a love reading. All right, being brave, showing maybe you're revealing things about yourself that you like. Maybe you're sharing with, I do have attributes. I may be a little bit private, but I do have some pretty good attributes and some things I'm very proud of. Show me how to stand. You're learning this. This is something you need to learn how to do in the month of February, is be proud of your emotional accomplishments. Be proud of where you're at. Grit, bravery. I guess there's some bravery here with allowing people to see your emotional growth in your cups. All right, Libra. I hope you have fun. I hope that is, you know, maybe it's about learning how to communicate more effectively. Like here you are kind of ineffectively communicating, and then you're, you know, wanting to get here. You want to change the dynamic so that you can share something. And this Moose card is about learning how to, I don't know, show off in a way. Maybe it has to do with emotional health and well-being and how you share that. But maybe it's also, right, we had the Queen of Wands, and the Wands are very sexual. So maybe it's also about like showing off durability. I don't know, bravery, being brave, standing tall. There's definitely something about standing tall here. I'll let you connect the rest of the dots. All right. Scorpio. Sleeping Beauty's dream, a wish for security and safety. The sense and need for security is affecting your decisions, which it affects all of your decisions, right? The thing about this life is it's never going to be, no matter the safest decisions you make are never safe, perfectly safe, right? We can say that we're as safe as a person can be, but we can't be perfectly safe. But your need for safety is definitely coming in here. And maybe safety and security, maybe you need to feel safe and secure in your love relationships. And that, I mean, everybody needs that at some point. And that's really important to you, is some sort of stability. Oh, Ace of Pentacles. We're just starting out on something. So if you've just started seeing something, or just started, maybe you moved in together or something like that, you're searching for a sense of stability here, right? Because the Ace, it is in reality, but it's not the stable reality. It's like something's just starting, something's just beginning. There's like a handoff here. This could be like receiving the key to the apartment or something like that. There's like a handoff here where someone's giving something and someone's receiving something, and it happens to be in reality. So there could be gift giving here, but this is overall wanting to feel safe. We have the Magician, which is number 1 also. So new beginnings here. Magician is all about preparing and planning for the future, knowing that you can accomplish something, knowing that you can achieve something, and putting all the pieces together. The Magician makes it happen. It's card number 1. So we've already had the dream. The dream's kind of up here, you know, hovering over like a little thought cloud. And then this is like the thought cloud. You start to plan and figure out how you're going to do this. So there's something new happening, some sort of new reality. Yeah, moving in together, or a new relationship, or a new part of the relationship, or something like that. So something new is happening, and you're figuring out how to deal with it, how to navigate about it, how to make it happen. Maybe this is just the beginning, and this is like how to make this happen more. But there's a planning vibe. Like this Magician is very realistic. He sees the ingredients that are going to be needed, right? He's the mise en place chef. He sees the ingredients that are going to be needed. He makes sure they're all prepped and prepared and out on the table. He, you know, knows what sorts of utensils he's going to need. So those are all ready, so he doesn't have to go digging in a drawer for the spatula while the things burn to the bottom of the pan, right? So he's very practical. The Magician understands the things that can go wrong, where the Fool is like, well, let's do it. The Magician is like, okay, but we're going to need this, 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 and he assembles the parts. So there's maybe you've received a gift and there's some assembly required here. It didn't come with the batteries, if you know what I mean. So some assembly is required here in your quest for stability. 5 of Swords. Someone might do, this is tough decisions, like as you're building something new, possibly with someone else, as you're building this security and this thing in reality, decisions have to be made. So are we going to live on this part of town or this part of town together? Like and then there's always this risk with making a decision, making a choice. And this can often be about making a difficult choice for yourself. like needing to, like you're the chef, you're putting this together, you're putting something together, and you need to decide whether it's going to be chicken or tofu. You could decide chicken, except for your partner, because that's what you really want, except your partner's vegetarian, so they won't be able to eat it. So you might have to give up something for something to work out. And that's part of this preparation, is you may have to, you've got some raw materials, but choices have to be made, and how you have to decide whether you want to, right? This is like take my toys and go home energy. So whether you want to do that or not, and who's going to take the toys and who's going to go home, and who's taking the toys home and who's not sharing, and who's going to be upset. There are just all these trade-offs that have to happen in life, and sometimes there's not an easy answer. So this one is about, there isn't an easy answer. There's not a win-win solution here. You're trying to put something together, you're trying to make something happen, but this is one of those things where like one partner wants to have kids and the other one doesn't. Well, someone's going to get their way and someone's going to be hurt about it for forever, right? So so you're trying to create something, I mean, not forever, right? They're going to have to deal with that. They're going to have to deal with something that there's no halvesies. We can't go half and half here. There's no compromise available, like having kids or not having kids. So something that just the compromise isn't available. And someone could be being uncompromising as you're, like, it just reminds me when people, like, some of the most stressful things on relationships are, they're like graduate school, having kids, and then another one is remodeling is actually a huge source of divorce. And I think, and breakups, because what I've observed in people that go through this process is, I have this dream of my ideal house. You have this dream of my ideal house. But I have this dream of my ideal house, and anytime you're interfering with my ideal, with my dream. I want this to happen, and we're starting this remodel, and I want every room to be a different shade of blue. And you're like, no, I need a pink room. Someone else, the other person, and then you're like, but my dream has always been to have it like this. I want to do this. I want to make this happen. But compromise, right? So it's just reminding me of that, of these, like, you know, when someone has a very specific dream, but they're trying to achieve it with someone else, but not making room for that person to have some part of their dream too. But this is something where that compromise might not be available, right? Where someone's like, yeah, I'm fine with all the blue rooms. I just want one that's pink. Like, and then, you know, should be a pretty easy compromise. But what people get, they dig their heels into, and what I've seen happen is they dig their heels into, I want my dream house. This is my dream house. I've been wanting this for forever. And stop. Do you not want me to have my dream house? What is going on? Why are you, you know, and like reframing things like that, where it's like no compromise available there. It's all framed as you're interfering with what I want. So anyway, but everybody here just wants security and just wants to be safe and just wants to build a cool thing, but there's like not really room for compromise. Fearless frog, rebirth, cleansing, and revitalization. Okay. Dancing spirit of the pond, show me the path leading to a fresh start. Yeah, this needs a fresh start. That energy there. And leaps forward, big leaps forward. Speaking of housing, frogs have been very important in my housing adventures. I don't collect frogs or anything like that. It's just dream about a frog, and then, yeah. So to me, speaking of housing, so anyway, yes, show me a path leading to a fresh start. And with that, let's go to Sagittarius. You guys didn't get any wands. Wands would probably help that whole situation. All right, Sagittarius. What do we have for you? The the perfect key. We actually have a heart showing up here, but it's locked away. So we do have a heart showing up for our February reading. So we do have the heart chakra here wanting to open up. They're like providing you keys, opportunities. How about this key? How about that key? Your brain is still like, what the hell? Why would I do this? This is fundamentally unsafe. There's a reason why I have my heart in here. There is a very good reason why I have my heart in here. I don't need it to get hurt and smashed to smithereens again. This is not necessary for me. Thank you. Right, because at some point we all end up here thinking that this sense of safety is going to actually keep us safe. So the heart's ready to open, but the mind is not there yet. Ooh, oh my goodness. Yeah, your heart got smashed to smithereens here. We have someone, Knight of Swords, saying something very direct. Speaking their truth, might not have been the truth, might not have been your truth, but it was their truth. They meant it when they said it. They said something pretty fast, pretty sharp. They're all suited up. They're suited up. This is like a hit and run situation here, a verbal hit and run. They said what they needed to say. They might have caught you by surprise. I mean, this is a warrior. This person protected themselves. They went and suited up. They knew what they were. They knew, I don't want to say they were being malicious, but they knew the effect their words would have. Because why else do you suit up before you go in? That's what I'm seeing here. Very strong energy. Someone said something. Then we've got Six of Swords. All right, well, I'll just go. So somebody left. And they took their lessons and their swords. They maybe even didn't talk about it very much. They were just like, this is unpleasant. And I don't care that there's a storm out at sea. I don't care that I'm going into the unknown. I just whatever, not this, just not this. So there's a strong leaving vibe here, running away, leaving, fleeing the scene. Whether it was this knight that said something and then left, said some horrible things and then left, or whether it was you responding to this knight saying, you know what, if that's how you really feel, I'm just going to take off. So it feels like someone went to a hotel, or someone like just quit a situation. This is more trouble than it's worth. Why do I want to hear that BS? I don't want to hear your crap here. I'm just going to go, because why stick around? I'd rather go out into the unknown abyss than stick around here. The devil I don't know is definitely going to be better than the devil I do know. So someone left, took off, call it quits. And then we've got Four of Swords here. So we're on a break. This is good. They went to maybe like the things got a little hot and heavy here as far as verbal stuff, and then there's a sense of going to a hotel to get some rest. So I'm just leaving. I need some rest. I need to sleep, and I'm just going to go home or someplace else if we live together, and I'm just going to take a rest. I need a break. So this doesn't sound like a great February, honestly. This is not the most romantic February I've ever seen. There's a break here. Someone going on a break, don't want to deal with this anymore, and you need to rest and recover, especially if someone said something rude or inconsiderate here, a fight, some sort of battle. You need to rest. Don't go back into battle. There's this idea of like, don't go to bed angry, and I have come to believe that is the dumbest idea I've ever heard in my life. Go to bed angry so that you can come back the next day. Yeah, sure, you'll be angry probably the next day too, but you'll at least be refreshed. You'll be able to think clearly. You'll be able to, resolve things and not just, be in a hyper reactive mode and also exhausted and not able to make good decisions. So I kind of support this. If there's been an argument or a fight, somebody walked away from it, and now we're just chilling out. We're cooling our heels here, getting maybe some perspective, and maybe figuring out what to do next. Where do you want to go next? What do you want to do next? And it doesn't have to be with this person. It can just be like, you know what? I had a really bad breakup. I left. I'm just chilling out here to, get my energy back. I mean, what are you going to do? Go back to something when you feel depleted and you don't really feel like doing it? Or you're going to go out dating people when you're not like feeling it and you're just exhausted and you just don't want to deal with anything, or you're going to go back and talk to this person when you're not well rested, when you're not up for it. No, this is rest. Wait till you're up for it. Don't push yourself to do something. It just makes it, especially with this Four of Swords here, if you push yourself to resolve something or fix something or go back before you're ready, it's just going to make everything worse. This is definitely like, take the time out, take the rest. You need it. You need it. We all need breaks and rest. So going on a break, maybe this is like leaving, but it turns out to just be a break. I'm not telling anyone to go back into some situation that is harmful to them. Doesn't have to be a break, but it could be. Brawny bear. This bear looks anything but brawny. This is like a little teddy bear. I'd take this little bear to bed. It is so cute. Power, inner strength. I feel like we're definitely talking about some inner strength. And bear talks to me, hibernation, but they're also very feisty. And they have big claws. So there's a feistiness to this bear, plus there's hibernation aspect. And that's what I'm seeing here is hibernation. After like maybe the bear ate somebody and it's now time to hibernate. And then they ran away and now they're hibernating. The rejuvenation, definitely talking about rejuvenation, inner strength, getting your strength back. Mighty guardian of the woods, connect me to the power of the earth. I like that. Getting grounded here. There's like a burial for the purpose of resurrection here, this laying down so that you can get up again. Rejuvenation and renewal. I love that. I mean, this isn't, for whoever's reading this is not a good February. But trust in the rejuvenation, trust that you're going to wake up hungry. But you just have to take some hibernation time. Right? I think your brain's on the right track here. Like, it's okay. This time out here, it's okay. It's okay. It's all about recovery. Let's call this not the jail, not that your heart's in jail. Let's call it like a hospital. Your heart's in hospital, and your heart's like, I think I'm ready to go. And your brain's like, no, you're not. I read your chart. These get longer as I go, right? I get more, I don't know. Poor Aries always gets this sort of experimental one where I'm like, how's this working? What's this feel like? This feels different. All right, Capricorn. Under my umbrella, protecting something maybe at your own expense. This can be having good boundaries around something that you like and making sacrifices for it. This can be also, having poor boundaries, like protecting something more than you're protecting yourself, right? He's out in the rain, but he's protecting something that's very special to him. So is it worth it? That's what this question asks. Is it worth it? This needing to do this, this protection though, and maybe in a way like allowing, it's actually really sweet, like allowing yourself to experience some of the vagaries of life on behalf of someone else, so that someone else or some dream or some vision has a chance. Ooh, okay, knight. Another knight. This one's a Knight of Wands. And you know what wands are, especially in February and around Valentine's Day. We're taking wands as sexuality. So we have, their creativity, spirituality, sexuality, all of that sort of entangled in a similar spot in our psyche here. So Knight of Wands, I feel like there's an offer here. There's someone coming in, communicating something about sexual desire, possibly. So there's some sort of, it's very mysterious though. Oh, this horse looks rowdy, but you can't see anything of this guy's face. There's like a sense of like not really knowing what's behind this, or not knowing the person very well. And they're coming in, I mean, King of Wands is really fast energy, aggressive. You don't know what's behind it, though. It's a little bit like random, maybe. And then we have Queen of Swords. Somebody here knows what they think and they're going to say it. So someone here has very clear, maybe you're hanging out with the Sagittarius here, but someone here, so I see two people. One of them is a little bit mysterious, maybe seems a little bit random and a little aggressive. Somebody else is going to say what they think very clearly. They're not really concerned about how they're coming across. So if someone comes in with a really aggressive offer, someone else is gonna, I think, shoot them down pretty fast and aggressively. If, like this Knight of Wands, if he's serious about this, he needs to take some time and figure out who he's actually dealing with. Because if this person comes in with just this random ass offer that is just a little overly aggressive, this one's just gonna stab it down. They're gonna shoot it down. They know what they think, they know what they want, and they're not putting up with anybody's crap. The Queen of Swords is sort of the most direct person in the deck as far as like able to protect themselves. It knows what they think. I mean, she's a queen with a sword. Like she doesn't have to put up with anything she doesn't want to put up with. She doesn't have to listen to anybody's crap. She doesn't have to do anything she doesn't want to do. And she's going to make it very clear. And she doesn't have to namby-pamby about it. She doesn't have to say, and namby-pamby about it. I don't know what that means. But she doesn't have to like pussyfoot around or be super polite, because she's the queen and she's got swords. So she's not going to sit here and be super polite and deferential and whatever. She's just going to say it directly. So, I mean, maybe that's why this guy's all suited up, because he knows he's making a pretty random, aggressive offer to someone that really doesn't need to hear it. They don't really care. So this can be male or female, switch them around, make them the same gender. It doesn't matter. It's just two people here. One of them is making an aggressive offer, possibly of a sexual nature. And one of them, maybe she accepts the offer, but she's going to be so direct and just very clear about what they want. Nine of Cups, proud. Someone here is very proud of what they accomplish and they're proud of their emotional work. They're proud of who they are. They're proud of what they've done, and they want people to see. They're very happy with where they're at. They feel very accomplished. So maybe this Knight of Wands does get exactly what he wants here. It's very accomplished. Or maybe this Queen of Wands, shoots somebody down and is like, goes around and tells everybody about it, how they, they're proud of themselves. They rebuffed this offer. It was an absurd offer. Anybody would have rebuffed it, but this one was very clever about it. And she wants to go tell her friends about her clever ways of rebuffing this offer. So someone here is going to be proud of what they accomplish and what they do here. And maybe speaking their mind is exactly what they needed to do. Or maybe coming in with an offer that might be a little bit aggressive and is accepted as exactly what they need to do. But there is this sense of protecting something of value. And that's maybe what this queen is doing, queen, male or female queen, is doing, is protecting something of value. So when some sort of aggressive offer comes in, they're like, oh, no. I'm protecting something of value here, and you're not going to get it. So a Nine of Cups, I think you're really proud of this. So Capricorn, what's your prayer here? Earnest elephant. This elephant does not look earnest to me, but whatever. Gentleness, temperance, goodwill. Okay, so maybe tempering this a little bit. Both of these need some temperance. Honestly, both of these need to chill out a little bit and calm down. And goodwill. Okay. A pillar of patience and kindness. Neither of these have much patience or kindness. But I guess this is your prayer, your request. A pillar of patience and kindness. Bless my heart with your gentle nature. Yeah, there's just some really strong energies here, and it probably needs to be gentled up a little bit. Tempered. And maybe these energies temper each other, right? Everyone wants to be proud of themselves, though. So maybe that's where this Nine of Cups comes in. It's like proudly conquering both of these, both of these energies chilling out a little bit. Right, Capricorn, I think that was it. I don't know, some of these I ramble on a little bit after I think I've finished them. So we'll see. All right, Aquarius. You've got protective nest. Okay. So you're holding on to something. You're either protecting yourself or protecting some sort of idea or some sort of vision. Also, this can come in as you are protected, right? You are protected. So there's something that there's protection here. That's funny because Capricorn just got protection, but from a totally different card. Oh. This looks like a long-awaited honeymoon. All right, we have 7 of Pentacles. Put the work into something, Aquarius. Really put the work in. Wondered if you should stay or go. Wondered, you know, you put some effort into some relationship or to something, and you're just not, you weren't sure if you were ever going to see the fruits of these labors or if this was ever going to happen. So this is you standing here. When do these ripen? When are these ready? Are they ever going to ripen? Should I just move on and form something else? I'm not sure. Should I stick with this? I don't know. I don't know. And then we have the Lovers. So now, though, we've got something. This is the beginning of a relationship or a passion, but this is a relationship reading. So this Aquarius is the best card ever for a relationship reading. This is the Lovers. This is really, truly connecting with someone, really having that connection and that joy of that connection. This is the beginning. So we don't know where all of this is going, and we don't know, but it certainly has potential. So there's a possibility that after a long time of waiting, you meet someone and it has potential. This, I think, would be keeping it quiet. Don't go around blathering about it or anything like that. Keeping it in a protective space because it's very new. This is like the egg hatching, like this waiting and waiting and waiting for the egg, and now the egg hatches. And now we see this thing that we've been waiting for and wanting. So it's very good so far on this love reading for February. And then we have 4 of Pentacles. So this to me is sort of a little bit of a honeymoon vibe. Just go off and get a little obsessed with each other. So there's a little bit of obsession here and ignoring everybody else, ignoring something. It's real though, right? This can be like, yeah, a little bit of obsession, getting really into something. It's a limited time. You're not going to be obsessed all the time. You know, this looks like puppy love to me, or some sort of new relationship that it's been such a long time coming. And there's this newness, and this does have a very protective vibe, right? She's really protecting this, really holding on to it, keeping it to herself. And it does just have like this really sweet sort of honeymoon period of like, just here's something that you're passionate about. Let's go stare at each other's eyes for the next couple weeks. No, Aquarius. I don't know what else to say about that. It's 4 of Wands. It's clinging to something, but I think it's a sense of protection and privacy around it. I mean, this does look like she's got an egg in her hand and she's super obsessed with it and being very protective of it and very careful of something. And it's waited a long time. What do we have here? Tranquil turtle, endurance, commitment, oh my gosh, and serenity. Spirit of the great mother goddess, strengthen my connection to the earth. Well, it's a turtle. I disagree with this completely. It's a turtle. I'd say strengthen my commitment to, or my connection to these emotions. And the turtle also talking about some sort of slow growing, slow building, something that's needed endurance and patience and commitment to watch or to wait for. And then here it comes. And it's just very beautiful. This is such beautiful energy. I really just don't want to talk about it at all. I just want to vibe in it. It's so beautiful and sweet. connection, strengthening that connection. Yeah, let's remove that other phrase, but strengthening this connection. You connect with something, and now we're devoting some time and energy to strengthen it, to help it grow, right? If it's a baby chick that's just emerging, we've waited a long time for it to emerge. We want to have a very nurturing, care-filled environment where we're very protective of it. And we want to strengthen that connection to this thing that's really caught your attention. All right, well, color me Aquarius. This is beautiful. Didn't really like the Libra reading anyway, so. All right, and last but not least, Pisces. Ending on our most emotional, I don't know if it's most emotional, but unemotional note here for our February readings, the water sign, Pisces. All right, Pisces, what do we got? Oh, same as Libra. Can you hear me? Frustrations in communication, not feeling understood, not feeling like anybody's listening. So you could be in a relationship or you could be very single and no one's really getting back to you. There's not a sense of feeling understood. Bad communication. And it's not that you're not trying. Well, you may have quit trying. There's a sense of resignation here to her where she's like, oh, I give up. Nobody's out there anyway. All right, Pisces, let's see if we can't turn this frown upside down. Oh, shit. No, we can't. Okay, no, it's going to take time. Here we have the Six of Swords. Someone just left, just walked away. This could have been you, like, I do not feel understood here. I'm just going to stop trying. Someone just walked away, or this could be someone else that's like, I don't know, I haven't heard from them in ages. I'm just going to move on. So someone's moved on here. Someone's just like, I don't know what this is. I'm going to go my own way. This could be, you may have left something. Someone may have left you. And you're still sitting here like, can they hear me? And there's nobody there. They went home. There's no one on the other side of this lake. There's no one else in the pool. You're playing Marco Polo and, you know, you've got your eyes closed, so you didn't realize everyone got out of the pool and went and had cake without you. So that's the vibe I'm getting, is either you were left or you left some situation that just seemed hopeless and pointless, and there were communication problems, and there's a sense of just not this. Let's just not do this at all. So then we have Temperance, though. So, okay, so maybe somebody left in frustration, but then we have Temperance. There's this time, something takes time, right? And there's an adjustment period, getting used to something, maybe getting used to being solo or getting used to somebody else's energy. But it takes time to, you know, mix the sweets with the bitters. This is our bartender. Like, I would totally watch her at the bar and be fascinated. Like, she's our drinks mixer. She's mixing this up, and she's combining energies, softening energies. Maybe there was an intense reaction. And she's softening it. She's here to temper the reaction a little bit. Maybe somebody left in haste. She's like, well, let's calm down. Let's just calm down. Did we really want to do that? So there's a calming influence here that's coming in. It's going to take time. There's some sort of, something has to be integrated. Something has to be adjusted. There's an adjustment period, but it is overall a calming period. Our extremes won't be as extreme here. There was maybe an extreme reaction, and now we have a little bit of a calming down in the month of February. And then we have the Emperor. Power, control. Who gets to be in charge here? Who sets the boundaries? Who sets the pace? This Emperor is someone who's very powerful. They're the King of Kings. They vanquished all the other kings. This could be an Aries energy. This is the only one that's given me, it's really strong zodiac energies. The Emperor, this Aries energy, this ability to ram through. I make it so. My word is law. This is a very powerful person. This could be someone you're dealing with who's very powerful. This could also just be like trying to sort out who, like, to me, the Emperor can both be a person, but it can also be an energy of who has power and who has control. So there could be a power dynamic at play here, where somebody, it's being sorted out who, right? This Temperance is coming in here to like maybe temper some of this power and control issues, or we have this like ram. The Temperance here is sitting right in between this ram and this lever. So we might have an aggressive energy and a running energy, right? Fight or flight. Our Emperor's got fight, and the Six of Swords is all flight. So trying to navigate and negotiate those energies. You know, a sense of predator and prey, or it's reminding me of the Strength card I was looking at from another deck recently, where we had a cobra and a mouse, and they both have to stop going with their instincts and going with their like the doors open and the understanding opens when that's what this is looking like to me, is this space between predator and prey, between someone who's strong and aggressive and someone whose instinct is to flee and run. And she's trying to mix these two energies, but they can only mix if they both stop listening to their instincts, to their sort of lower level instinctual self, and slow something down. And so that the Emperor can now see the cobra can actually see the mouse and maybe learn from the mouse, and the mouse can actually stop running and fleeing long enough to see this cobra and open some sort of door of understanding between the two. Both parties need to, I think, calm down or chill out or stop. One needs to stop being so aggressive and one needs to stop running away, or something like that. There's something here about these energies, right? Because she's sitting in between two very different energies. This one's taking power and control back into their life by just leaving a situation where they do feel powerless. And this one is definitely more powerful. So in between that dynamic, there's some sort of negotiation that needs to happen, some softening, both parties softening here. Someone needs to not be so aggressive and not so because when you're dealing with an Emperor and someone who's really aggressive and powerful, this can often be your only choice, or what looks like your only choice. If you're not as powerful or aggressive, you don't like to argue or fight, whatever, this leaving thing is what you're going to do. It can be it can feel like your only option. And they're looking in different directions too. They're headed in different directions. They're not looking at each other. They're not seeing eye to eye. And this Temperance is here to kind of soften both of these energies so that a conversation can sort of happen and they can, start looking at each other. And our prayer here, wise walrus. Intensity, attentiveness, and ferocity. I was getting the Emperor energy off of this wise walrus, this ferocity and intensity. Very intense energies, especially coming off this Emperor. And the Six of Swords is just like, I'm gone, I'm out. Gleaming tusks like slivered moons, show me strength through gentle means. Strength through gentle means. Yeah, how to be strong without going to extremes. How to tamp down your natural instinct, or this powerful instinct, how to not tamp it down, right? We need to be listening to that stuff, but listening to it, not letting it dictate, not letting it control us. Being attentive to our state of mind. Yeah, there's a lot of intensity and ferocity in this. It's really spooked someone and scared someone possibly. All right, well, those are your love readings. This one didn't sound like the happiest love story. Go be an Aquarius for the month of February. We're all Aquariuses for the month of February. All right, well, I hope that that was accurate, informative, enjoyable, whatever. I'll see you guys next time. Happy February.